Here's the label I'm putting on the back of the quilt I just got done making. And I wanted to show you a little tool I got off of Amazon. And what it does, it goes in and clips these little jumps, gets right in there and clips those little jump stitches. So I can trim them little stitches in between each letter. So I thought that was kind of cool and wanted to share it with you. Another favorite tool of mine is these tweezers. They are just really pointy, and they can get the stabilizer, the tearaway stabilizer, right down into the littlest places. So kind of hard to do with one hand. But once again, these tweezers I got off of Amazon. I'm preparing the back of my label. I'm going to iron on a light fusible on the back of it. So when I sew it to the back of the quilt, I can iron and it'll stay in place as well. And I just let that cool down. And just roll it away. You can see the shiny. So what I will do, I'll trim this and then I'm going to just fold it over. Part of it I'm going to sew into the binding. The edges I'm going to just do a fold and whip stitch it by hand onto the quilt, and then I will iron the rest of it down. And that's going to be on the back of her quilt. So I have the quilt off the long arm. I still have to square it up and trim the edges. That is what the back looks like. And I thought maybe this was just a twin, large twin, but I think this is a full. I think I measured it on my bed, and that's how I don't do measurements well. I just make it to the size I want it. That's how I do my quilts. Hi everyone, Sherry from Granny's Sewing Room. I am going to start trimming my quilt, squaring it up so I can put the binding on it. And has anyone told you you're special today? If not, let me be the first. The word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Psalms 119:05. I love that scripture. Okay, let me show you. This is how I do it. Probably not even. I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and get an L shape. But I try to line this up on my cutting mat to the lines. And then I have this large, let's see if you can see it, large 12.5, I believe, 12-inch square ruler. And I just get it up there and I cut the corners. And I do this for all 4 corners. And once I get all 4 corners as close to being square. Then I go back and use my long ruler. And this is the wrong way to be cutting. And no excuse for doing it wrong. I lay it out like this. Grab my long ruler. Yep. These two corners are cut. And I should probably use my weight since that helps hold things down. Donna Jordan's idea. Jordan Fabrics. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful idea. Then I just slide it toward me. And that's one edge. Then I turn it around and I work on the next corner. Once again, I know this isn't the perfect method, but my quilts go to family. I don't sell them. I know I'll never be a professional quilter, and it's more of a hobby and fun for me. I would drive myself absolutely crazy if I wanted to be perfect. So that corner's done. We have a large dog, and instead of throwing the big goodie boxes away, I use them for trash cans. So they're, if you see them all over my sewing room, that's because I use them boxes for trash cans all around. And I just continue to move it around like this until I get all 4 sides done. It goes fairly fast this way for me. Now, I have 4 sisters. I'm the youngest of the 4. And not one of them sews. Not one of them quilts. I thought, dang, I got robbed. We do other things together, but none of them has taken up this type of hobby. So how wrong is that? 4 sisters and not one of them sews or quilts. That's just so wrong. All right. I did my 4 corners. Once again, not perfect, but now I'll show you how I prepare my binding.